So, in the first part of this talk, I said you have to have your boundaries as being an individual. And then I told you about the Jesus bit where the Jesus teaching that says if somebody asks for your watch and you give them your house and your family. It's also true, they're both true, that you're giving away your family, but I'm saying you're all life, you're all one thing. So, you know, the difficulty is that in our world, when you give away all your stuff, you can't automatically expect other people to do the same thing. You set the example, and that was the great example that comes about with this Jesus teaching. If people don't respond in kind, then you're out. You know what I mean? And you need these things. You need your house, and you need your car, and you need the things to get around in. So if everybody, decides, well, I'm going to follow this teaching, and then, the next person that comes along is ask me for, $5 or $10 or, whatever, and I give them everything I've got, well, is it practical? Well, you could try it and see what happens. I can't say for sure. I can't say for sure because the magic of it all is if you do give it all away, people have done it. And some people have found magic when they do give it all away. It's difficult because we can't get our heads around the idea that somehow we're going to be looked after if we give away all of our personal possessions. Because you might not see it come back to you from that person that you gave it all away to. And, if you have to go for a long time wondering if I'm ever going to get something, that's a very difficult thing, especially if you've got responsibilities. If you've got the family that's got to be housed and you've got yourself that's got to go and look after the family, the practicality of it, it sounds like, well, it is. It really is. So how do we transition to this kind of way of being? Somebody says baby steps. Yes, you can try it, but you're not going to see it. You're not going to see it because it's not yet our time for this. How are we going to know when it starts happening to us? It's going to be time when we know it's time. It might not be even in this lifetime for the whole planet, because the thing is, people are at different levels of consciousness. And to make this really work, everyone's got to be at a much higher level of consciousness. How does that happen? They got to do the internal work. They got to come to understand. And then, it's going to be, I can't say. You can do it, if you're an individual and you're just starting off and you don't have much, well, it's easy to give it away. That's what they always say. But, the more you have, the harder it is to give it all away when you've got responsibilities for, these people and things. But it's not to say that people haven't done it. When you're ready to take that big jump, well, you'll be ready. Don't let anybody force you into it. It's not about forcing people into something when they're not ready. It's basically when they come to it themselves. In a day-to-day life, sometimes people will ask you for a spare change, and sometimes you'll give it, and other times you'll feel like, no, I can't, I can't, I just can't. You'll just say it. The words will come out, no, I can't. Other times it'll be, sure, here you go. So it's just the way it is right now. Don't be too concerned. Thank you, Bob Frizzell. And that, don't be too concerned, is a famous teaching by my friend Rumpelstiltskin, the king of the fairies.